Just as he's catching a drink, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Download Queue episode 83. Your new favorite weekly place for all things gaming news, reviews, discussions, whatever it is. This week is a look ahead at the rest of 2025 in gaming. Game Awards, releases, and beyond. Until we get there, Kyle, to my right as always, but actually my left realistically in real life. How are you doing?
You're to my left as well because I'm facing south.
Oh, if we're doing...
See?
Yeah,
it's all about where you are. It's about where you are. Never about general. I lost that sentence as it went. No. I'm going to bring up orienteering and compasses all of a sudden. Welcome to our new podcast, Navigation.
Something new every week.
Something new every time, yeah. How you doing?
I'm good. Good. Hanging out. Talking before a little bit. Getting into some old games. Revisiting some old stuff. Looking ahead.
Yeah.
Getting excited, but also appreciating what we've had this year so far already. I'm trying to keep up. I told you earlier, for the end of the year time, I've been keeping up, like, favorite moments or characters, like more specific things I want to call out at the end of the year. So I'm like going back to revisit stuff, add onto my list because I kind of forgot about it for a little bit, but it's nice to acknowledge more specific things. How is your Assassin's Creed journey going? I want to talk to you about what we're doing now before we get into ahead.
Yes.
Nice little catch-up time because it's been a eventful week, not preventful, eventful week on both sides.
I thought you said parental. I'm like, it has been a parental week.
Yes.
I've been taking, got a daughter. So yeah.
You're ordering potty training stuff for yourself. It's great.
Hey, what I post is private publicly. What I post publicly is my private stuff. Okay. Whoa. But no, let's get Assassin's Creed. Yes. Talked about it last week. Hopped in, been waiting till the bug in that itch got me, and then I was gonna hop into UB Plus and try out hopefully a trio of games: Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws, and Avatar. The three I want to try out before my month, maybe two, because Shadows, dude, Shadows is sick. I got through Act 1. Looked up online. Acts. Okay, how many acts are in this game? I always do it. Once a game gives me an act, I'm like, boop, boop, boop. How many acts are in this? I just like to know. And this person said Act 1. There's like 5 acts, I think, but they put like prologue next to Act 1. I was like, that was the prologue? Like this person is referring to Act 1 as the prologue. I was like, woof, I'm in for a game right here. My Xbox clock says over a day already, which I think I left it open. That's insane. I don't think I put over 24 hours of actual game time into it, but it's in a big Assassin's Creed game, but there's something about the setting, the story that are grabbing me. I am so much more attached to Naue and Yasuke as characters than I was to Eivor or Cassandra in Odyssey. So for those ones, I was playing a Greek story. I was playing a Viking in Valhalla, right? This one, I don't know. It's just got me. Maybe I'm itching for it a little more. I love the switching between the characters. I get the critique that it takes a while to get there. I get why that's a prologue that, this one website referred to Act 1 as. But once you get both, switching between them is awesome. I get to a building. I'm like, one of the points of interest, where you unlock the map. And I couldn't climb up as Yasuke, and I had to switch to Naue, open the menu, hold X, switch to her. Like, that feels fine because it's a video game, right? Like, yep. It's immersion breaking. It's a video game. I don't care. Like, it's sweet. And then, boom, now I'm playing as Naue, running around doing stuff. I don't feel pulled to one way or the one character or the other. I feel like like I just said, I switched to Naue to climb the building. Now I'm playing as her until... this is a lot of enemies. I'm just going to switch to Yasuke to go take this out real quick. It's nighttime. I'm going to switch to Naue to take this one out. I'm doing a mission that calls for one. Now I switch. Like, I'm finding the balance between the two really, really fun. And the story is a dense samurai shinobi story between the two of them. And, I don't think it's anything stellar, but I'm getting the character moments, the humanity between the characters. I'm finding a lot. of joy between. So we'll see where it takes me. But it's beautiful too. I'm so many photos already, having a blast. Really, really fun.
It's nice
I
hearing.
do want to call out the CEO. So you please go, please.
I was gonna say it's nice hearing your positivity on it after my kind of rough waters with it starting out. I have yet to return to it since that initial week or two. It's still on my Xbox. I haven't taken it out. It's still there, downloaded. I can't bring myself to it. But hearing you talk about it, I'm like, maybe I do give it a second shot. Maybe I put more time into learning the more nuanced controls. And I think I got stuck at like a side mission that was have to go find somebody, and like my resources for scouting an area weren't resetting, and I couldn't figure out how to do that, and just became aimlessly wandering around, and like just a little stuff like that I feel wasn't fully explained.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff, like the seasonal, like big thing about the game is they have changing seasons, so the map changes, which is awesome. I think I've had 3 years technically pass, which is really funny to think about narratively, because as you fast travel, it progresses seasons. And you give me a map with things to collect, I go collect, and the world's beautiful. I want to be in the world. I'm gonna go do it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of little things. Like I just figured out last night. I'm looking at the map right now. I have that pulled up. You can buy the hideouts, and they give you contracts in there to give you resources for the hideout. But these are separate from like your hideout that you're building, which is called a hideout. These are like in the city. It has a different type of name for it, but you pay 800 gold to unlock it. Then you can fast travel there, and they give you can resupply your supplies, your rations, or you can also buy more scouts to. You were talking about you ran out of the scouting, the objective thing. You can go to those little hideouts within the city and pay to unlock those. So just found that out. There's a lot in this game for sure.
Let's say, do you see with your time now? I mean, are you still keeping your month of Ubisoft Plus to play through it? Do you see sticking around within the Ubisoft kind of ecosystem afterwards, doing another month or two after? Or Shadow's gonna wear you out?
The way Shadows is going, it's probably gonna wear me out. Like I do want to try Star Wars, but I don't know if I will. Like the way this is hitting me, I'm kind of down just to like live in this type of open world game. I think we're gonna talk about what's coming up next throughout the year and the beginning of next year as well. There's not a big open world game like an Assassin's Creed that I'm gonna be playing. So kind of I'm down to be into this. The Outer Worlds 2 is the closest, but that's not the same. It's not the same as an Assassin's Creed Ubisoft game. So, that's how I feel. So I think there is purpose to kind of dive into it. It's been nice to take a bigger break from Assassin's Creed and hop back into one. But yeah, as you keep going, there's just so much to it, right? I'm trying to mainline it, but you get pulled away to like there's like just so many little objectives, which I like how they're doing it. I like how it's presented, but I'm like, I'm going to mainline it. I'm like, ooh, I don't think I can, because I'm looking at the objective and I don't know what the best path is to mainline right now. So I think it's going to be harder for me to like bump through it. I did put it on the one difficulty lower than normal. So it makes it a little easier for that, but I'm having a fun time with it. I still die, still have some challenge every now and then if I think I'm really, really good. Still have to block and still have to dodge.
I think the game's like set up to have you kind of sucked in like that though. Like if I remember, you have your kind of like main quest of like the people you're hunting, but like to unlock those fully, you have to branch out to these other side quest chains, and the way they have it is literally like a spider's web, like coming out from each other. And do this little section over here will unlock progress that'll maybe give you information on your main target down here. Like it feels like it's corely designed to not waste as much time, but like take as much of your attention as it possibly can for the foreseeable future while you're in that world.
Yeah, and we'll see how that feels. But I was thinking about that today. Like it feels more realized, and I joked about the seasonal thing. I've already like lived through 3 years time in this story technically because of the changing seasons and such. But it feels just more realized and lived in, as opposed to I'm on a narrative path like Tsushima was. Didn't end up beating that, but I think 2/3 of the way through. And again, that is a narrative game that had way more, I think, focused in a way where this is more open ended in terms of letting you do what you want to do. So this, like, it's having it be a web, like you said, is very on point with that because it is very. I've ended up killing someone and it popped up an unknown organization and I have no idea what they're for. But I killed someone as a part of an unknown organization. I'm like, that's kind of cool that I could stumble upon something, accidentally get into a fight, end up taking out this person, and now boom, on the objectives. I know I took out someone a part of this organization, so like we'll see what happens. Kind of cool within that. I hope it doesn't overstay its welcome. That was my problem with Odyssey and Valhalla. This felt like a smaller scope and now it's opened back up to me, so I hope it can stay within some type of rails.
Yeah, well, it's hard because like I feel like that's something that people have been consistently kind of a top complaint is how open and empty at times it can feel, and Ubisoft just keeps pushing Assassin's Creed down that path. They're like, it's bigger than before, the maps are more huge, like cool, but if those open times aren't spent doing memorable things, it becomes a chore. It becomes a drudge to get through. Like, pull it back, have a more solid, tight knit experience. I'd rather have like Mirage. I want to get into Mirage for that reason because 1 and 2 Assassin's Creed, like that's pretty much where I stopped. I never got into 3. Those first 2 I have such like fond memories of, and like having a more pulled back thing like that, one city, not the extra weird shit going on. Like that sounds more something that would jive with me.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. I definitely am planning on hopping in after my time with Shadows because, yeah, I want to get that disparity as well, just to see the difference because with what Mirage is. But we will see.
We'll see. I want to kick the ball to my side, Kyle. What I
You're
was
gonna just kick the ball to yourself?
Just kicking the ball to myself, doing little footy things up over the head, you know. I have hopped back into Rematch this week. Solid week or two when it first came out earlier in the year, got into it. Not much has changed with that game. It feels like they're still kind of like zoning in for like season 1. Like I think it's still season 0 now. I think season 1 maybe starts next month or something. Still the original battle pass. Like not much has changed majorly. Crossplay is there now, I believe. If I had icons from people on my team, but God, what an experience! Still, I thoroughly enjoyed my time the past couple days with that more than I thought I would. Because like I have fond memories, like that first week playing, and I got 6 goals as a goalie, like just dumb, goofy stuff. And hopping back into it now months later, kind of relearning the controls, and it's still just such a blast. Hanging out in ranked, it's just solely been maining ranked games. Haven't been getting crushed, like keeping my own. Some of the stuff that like controlled the meta, I would say, back when we were playing, like kick it off the wall and kick it back into the goal right away, like stuff like that isn't as noticeable. Like it's not happening as much, but like it's grown in what people are doing and kind of the tricks that they've learned since and the natural evolution the community's taken with the game. Such a cool thing to see. I'm so happy to be back and maybe play nightly again. I don't know. We got to get back into it. I want to try it out again. Get a little group going.
Yeah, no, I haven't deleted it. It's on the Xbox still because it's one of those games that you just look at like, yeah, I'm gonna play that again. It's such a fun game. So we definitely got to hop in. It's good to hear. I was going to ask about the balancing and what the meta is. If I noticed in week 1 when I really played, you felt people get better at defending and such, and there was a moment where you're like, wow, we're all kind of stuck here, you know. So I wondered what that was, but that's cool to hear.
It's very. I wouldn't say now a couple games again, but I would not say there's like a noticeable like main thing everyone does. Everyone's kind of going at their own pace still, trying their own tricks, trying to do this game super passing heavy with your teammates, and they're focusing on that a lot. This one's trying to like juke out and do the wall shots and stuff like that. Like people have all kind of adapted their own play style, and they all just blend so well together. And again, with how like the player base or your team rotates positions, you kind of get to see variations of all that as it progresses. So still a blast. One of my surprises of the year still for me personally.
Yeah, ridiculous that it only got a 4 for Fantasy Critic. Ridiculous. At least a 7. At least got 7 points. And even then, I feel bad about it. It should be at least in the 20s. Come on.
Oh, okay. Now we're pushing
it. All right, fair enough.
Last thing I want to quickly shout out that I've also jumped back into. Overwatch 2. Blizzard's
Wild.
Blizzard's
Didn't
little hero
this.
shooter that could. Don't know why. I think they
it's the
brought
little shooter Overwatch.
little shooter Overwatch. Remember one game of the year? What a wild time.
Just a whole different world that was.
It was.
Did that time ever exist?
Or there's no memory. I wasn't there, I didn't vote for it.
True.
No, I hop back in. I've seen some stuff. It feels like they're on major damage control, trying to keep a player base with Marvel Rivals as a main competitor now. More community focused stuff, I would say, on their back end. They brought back stuff like loot boxes, so the store isn't the only way to get cosmetics, which was a huge thing when they switched to Overwatch 2. They just did Persona 5 collaboration, so there's 5 skins from Persona 5 in there now. Great highlight intros. They do like the battle ending sequence from Persona 5. Looks super cool. Voice lines, music's all there. Looks dope. But I'd say the biggest change, and the thing I've been diving into the most, is a new game mode they added it's called Stadium. And it's essentially their version of like Counter-Strike or Valorant, where it's 5v5 like normal. Third person perspective, which is the first, and threw me completely out of left field when I tried it out, because the first person thing turns third person, opens up so many angles around walls and corners, and playing Reinhardt like the melee hammer, trying to like narrow hits. But it's round based, where it's like first to 3 or best out of 5 rounds. Each round's different map, game mode, and each round you have money essentially to buy perks or buy different abilities for your character's abilities already. So with Reinhardt, he has his hammer swing where he shoots that like flame burst out, and I could buy something for that like leaves a lava pool behind it that does damage over time. Or I was buying a bunch of passive perks for lifesteal on my abilities and melee hits, and it's by round, so it's not like each life you come back you can't buy. So you have your first buys for your first game. Second game's an entirely different map, entirely different game mode. All the money you earned is back in. Sell your old perks if you want, get newer ones, upgrade your abilities. Like, it's just really wild and completely unexpected for Overwatch, but it's a really neat way to kind of come back to the game, because it's just everything's new. You're learning as well as everyone else, like these new abilities and how to play around characters that you remember from back in the day in a newer scenario and setup. It's really weird. Really, again, the third person alone is enough to try it out, I feel. But super cool. Super neat way to get people invigorated and like back in the game and seeing all the weird abilities they've added. Because it's kind of I want to say like the scraps, but like kind of their second attempt at the ability skill trees they originally had planned for Overwatch 2. With the single player stuff, and you could branch out and put a skill point here and get this ability instead. And this is kind of a new version of that to bring that back into the forefront years later now.
That's wild. Yeah, I pulled up and was looking at their post about it and watched some gameplay of it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Not enough to get. I never could get into deep Overwatch, that type of level. I think for me, it would be like a crew sitting down for a week, a month, and just committing. And I think that might it for me. But I always have had a fun time jumping in and just messing around for a week or two, and then popping off, and then back in a new season, a big update, whatnot, whatever they're doing. What do you think is playing it? Do you think this is now what is going to be going forward for Overwatch? Like, it should be like 50-50. This should be a push. Other stuff should be a push as well. Or do you think this is a last, just, hey, we're doing what we have because we do have these assets and this stuff from a single player campaign, potentially, right? Potentially that's what this is. So maybe this is the last kind of push of stuff. Like, where do you think they're at with it? Like, where do you think they're going with the Overwatch brand?
It feels, like I said, it feels kind of like them trying to save face and do more community focused stuff. I don't think necessarily it's going to take over the main competitive scene and kind of become its own separate pillar. I think of like League of Legends having their main game mode and then the side ARAM where it's just one lane, random champions, like the more goofy version of it. But this, and looking at updates, it seems they kind of want it to be its own thing where some of the new game modes in Stadium aren't even available in normal play. So there's a new one where it's loadout race, where instead of like the main thing you're pushing back and forth to gain progress on the map back and forth or trying to get it to point B from A, each person or each team has their own objective they're trying to push and race to the end faster than the other. So the more people you have on yours, it obviously goes faster. You can send your team to the other side to slow theirs down or stop it completely. And like that's not available in normal play. Like that's just purely a Stadium thing. So whether it does become its own pillar, whether Stadium's kind of a testing ground for stuff to, does that make it into the main competitive ranked modes? Does third person become its own game mode? Does these abilities transfer well to ranked? It seems more like a testing bed and to be its own thing, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Like it's something to, again, not fight Marvel Rivals, but I think Marvel Rivals really took a lot out of their sales and they weren't expecting it to be as massive as it was at launch.
Yeah. And when you're already stumbling something that hits the ground running too, you're even more behind. So yeah, it'll be fascinating to see where we see Overwatch next and what it is, whether it be another smaller collaboration thing skin or whether it be like a proper, hey, this is where we're going as a whole. Because I mean, yeah, it's like Overwatch League is done now. Like there's just so much about Overwatch that was so much bigger when you really think about it. It's like, whoa, it's kind of crazy with how far it's fallen off. And I'm not even that deep into that world.
But it's the skins and collaborations, like the Persona stuff's cool. They did some Cowboy Bebop stuff before. Like that stuff's cool, but it's not gonna bring people in. It's not gonna bring new players in when you're 8-year-old game now. And I still personally, I think that jump from Overwatch 1 to 2 did way more damage than they were expecting it would. And it still feels like they're trying to crawl out of that hole they dug themselves with that launch.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to have a single player campaign and it didn't. So, like, that's such a huge thing to me as someone who loves that type of stuff. So, yeah, I really did dig a hole for that. Fascinating. We'll see. Glad you had fun with it, though.
I just need some multiplayer stuff, I guess, you know? Been too busy playing the single player stuff. I need to get back on multiplayer side of things. That's not League. So I can enjoy my time.
Hey, got a couple multiplayer games coming up later this year.
Do we, Kyle? Because I want to talk about them right now. As we look ahead, it is September 21st. We are right before holiday fall season, right before everyone's trying to push their games out before Black Friday, right before Christmas hits and everyone's not buying consoles anymore. Console prices went up again. That shit's wild. Right before people are buying new games for their grandkids. You know, it's great. And there's so much still to come. So much still to come. You gave a couple in the Discord chat of stuff coming out. Do we want to pick a few to highlight personally, go through the list overall? How we want to approach this?
I could start with one I don't have much to say about because I don't know much about it, but it's coming out very soon in 9 days, which is also happens to be my birthday. But Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, however you pronounce it, comes out, and ever since I've played Final Fantasy 16 and let it sit with me, I've been honestly itching. I get what those type of stories are now, and the gameplay of Final Fantasy Tactics is something I am interested in and kind of itching for. As we've been talking and such, I have a bunch of Steam pages open. And I just have kind of been glancing at the gameplay for this game as it kind of auto plays on Steam, and I'm like, yeah, this type of tactics gameplay could be kind of cool. I want to get it for my Switch. I feel like it's that type of game, a handheld game that I could be a little more tuned in on because I know they have the full voice acting and all that, and I kind of want to be there for a story. But it also can be something I can, sit back and watch. something, kind of take it a little different speed there. Probably will end up having to grind at different spots of this game. I'm imagining the Final Fantasy game is going to make me grind for a little bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure. I'm hoping it hits for me. I'm hoping. I just haven't played these a lot of these tactics games, but I'm looking at allegedly looking at some Advanced Wars. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Reboot Camp.
You know, but I allegedly, stopped playing that on an iPhone because I'm gonna wait for something like this. So.
That's a good pick. I 9 days is still wild. Like in my
right.
Excuse me. In my head, like we're still like beginning of September. Like this stuff doesn't feel as close as it actually is. Like, oh, I got time. You don't.
No, I know. Like this was like, all right, this is like the beginning of fall, and it's like, wow, we're here, right? But yeah, there we go.
I like that being a Switch game for you, though. I agree with that being a good pickup and play. This isn't anywhere near my list of like stuff I want to get this year, but a part of me after the last Direct, I'm like, maybe I do try this out. Like, try and like Fire Emblem, because that's something I never played, and it's very similar kind of setup. Like, maybe that is kind of like an entry point for me, but on sale, an on sale thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's $50. So it is a remake of a game, originally came out in 97. So yeah, I think we'll see how it hits. I'm hoping the story gets me. I think that's what I'm leaning for. Some good old tactical combat.
For me,
what do you got?
Is one that I kind of put in that kind of started this whole thing for this episode.
Yes.
Recently, past week, 3 days ago, Xbox Podcast, they've been doing these kind of more deep dives into first-party titles, stuff they're helping publish, just connections, helping do more marketing than we normally see from them, I feel, and kind of in a new direct way to hear directly from developers. But they did one on Keeper, which we got the unveiling for at this year's June showcase. The next title, one of the next titles from Double Fine after Psychonauts 2 in 2021. And obviously, like, we saw this in June, like, we were both like, cool. It's a neat new idea. After listening to the podcast, though, I'm all in. Like, this is it obviously going to be a Game Pass game, but like a buy, purchase, whatever it is, either way. The way they've been talking about it, again, Keeper, if you don't remember, is kind of this, you're an anthropomorphic lighthouse with legs who walks around with a little bird that follows around with you to help you solve puzzles. You're essentially trying to get to this peak of a mountain, but puzzle mishaps along the way makes it a longer journey, obviously, whatever. But the way they were talking about it, it kind of made me rethink of Double Fine and what I expect from them as a studio. Like, I remember seeing Keeper, and I'm like, this looks like the most pulled back kind of normal game that Double Fine has made. But then you look at it and you listen to them talk about it, and this is a game without dialogue. This is a game without like a written story, which alone is wild considering Tim Schafer is known for that. Like, he is Brutal Legend, Psychonauts, Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle. Like, when your entire kind of persona in the industry is about your story and writing, to do a game without any of that and have the story be told through music cues and how the camera kind of forces you in your next direction and this emotional bond between the lighthouse and the bird, like, it's a really unique concept now that I'm more into listening on it. Also, I'm curious, complete side note with it, on the podcast, they have two people who have been at Double Fine for a while, know their names, but they are also joined by Asif Siddiqui, which doesn't mean anything to anyone. But I was like, I know that guy. He is one of the founders of Two Player Productions who filmed the Psychodyssey documentary for Psychonauts 2. And he like submitted an idea that got picked up to be a level in Psychonauts 2. And now they've just hired him since to be a level designer. Like, good for you. Like, I love that. Your level in Psychonauts 2 was dope. It was like a weird cooking game show, like beat the clock type thing. And you're like cutting and cooking anthropomorphic avocados and toast and slice them up. And like, it was wild. But I got in a fun way. I'm like, you're a level designer now? Good for you. Can't wait.
That's cool. Yeah, I saw that thing post the Xbox One. I was gonna say Wire because I'm looking at the Xbox Wire, but I haven't listened to it yet. And then you brought it up, and I'm like, I've heard enough about this now where I don't want to know more. You know, there's enough about this game that people have remarked about, and I'm like, you sold me on it. I think this might be something to go in as blind as possible and just experience it at this point. Yeah, I like. Where was it? Oh yeah, one of from the creative director. This is part of the Xbox Wire article. Lee Petty says, we wanted players to be able to relax a bit, chill out a bit, and embrace the unexpected. A lot of experimentation now, I'm paraphrasing. And it just seems like throughout the way, it's just like you're just kind of doing stuff. And then you find this, and then you can do this. And like, that's dope for a game. And I'm down for something like that. And the praise it's getting, and what they're highlighting, I'm like, all right, I see you.
It very much seems like it comes off as like something you'd see as like a indie cozy game reel and like a passion project of something we wanted to do, but this is that with like first party Microsoft money backing it. Like, not to say that's going to make it any better, but like kind of gives them more creative freedom to go all out with what they want to accomplish with it.
Yeah, you would hope so. Yeah, I'm wondering what else is going on with it. You know, what's going to be the thing about it.
Yeah, but not too long. October 17th on that. So 3 days before my birthday. That'll be my birthday weekend game.
Whoa.
Double Fine, hit me up. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Nudge.
Joking something. I see your screen flash.
We were just sitting there for a while. Sorry about that. You got one or
yeah, a real quick one. I don't have much to say on it, but the next one for me is actually a next buy that I will be buying. It maybe hopefully still Hades 2 kind of fucked that up. But on the same day as Hades 2, Silent Hill F is also releasing, which I have been patiently waiting for a while. Started my year off, was the first game I beat this year was the Silent Hill 2 remake. Always kind of had a weird fondness for him. I wasn't majorly in on the series. My favorite was Homecoming on 360, which a lot of people hated, and I played the shit out of that game. Almost got like the 1,000 out of 1,000 on it. But Silent Hill F looks cool. It's a first one kind of outside of that normal Silent Hill town setting. You are jumping back and forth between current time and ancient feudal Japan, similar to Assassin's Creed Origins, like that same stylistic art and timepiece, except in a horror setting, and running through the city streets and dealing with new takes on familiar enemies. The nurses and stuff you would expect from Silent Hill aren't here, but they're kind of replaced with these new mannequin dolls dressed up as schoolgirls in like your school outfit uniform that creep and bend and twist and spider crawl along, and I don't know, just looks good. I'm excited. There's the leaked review that someone posted on Reddit. Seemed to love it. One of like the greatest return they could have done for the series, like 9 out of 10, which is way more than I was expecting. So excited to get into it. Plus, right before October, spooky season game. Looks good.
Yeah, and that franchise just not in my interest at all. Crazy how some things miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not interested at all. Anyways, another one I'm looking at. Early December, late in the year. Octopath Traveler 0. A remake, a reimagining, a revitalizing of the mobile game. With that, so a little around it, but been a doing some research about it, watching some videos of people who maybe got their hands on it a couple times, and yeah, it's good. Apparently, it's a good game. Apparently, sounds awesome. Doesn't feel weird in a lot of ways, and it should be something really fun and special for a couple of little things. So I'm like, all right, if they can get past the mobile port, like that's a weird premise and start for a game. But I'm down for it. It's different than the other Octopath Traveler games. It is kind of a prequel. You are making a character as opposed to the other games where you play as 8 travelers. This one, apparently there's more. Your party can be is up to 8 players, 8 people, as opposed to just the 4 that you switch out. So there seems to be more in it. You're building out a town, which is the biggest aspect of the game that I'm interested in. It's just something doing, again, a game for my Switch. Doing something like that sounds awesome, especially if I'm going out, exploring the world, doing battles to get resources to then bring back. That's like such a cool, solid loop in a really beautiful world. I love the 2D HD style of these Square Enix games. Like, oh, I'm really falling in love with it. Like, these 2D HD is awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, to see what this one is.
Yeah, I'm still curious on that. We've talked about that a few times, and that transition from the mobile title it was to kind of more fleshed out full experience, how well that gets portrayed, how well that nails on a normal console base. Like, it's a weird thing to do, but
yeah. The game was well liked, though. You look up reviews of it, it seems like it was a good mobile game. It's still a mobile game, though, so when you put that thought into like what it is like a game now, it's like, I want a mobile game in my games, right? But
yeah,
just how they're done. So I kind of have some trust in this.
Another one, Kyle, let me tell you. One of my most anticipated for the rest of the year is a remake coming out October 9th, right around the corner. But Yuko Replayly is coming out. Can't wait. Can't fucking wait.
I did not expect you to say that.
Oh, no. I was there day one for Ukulele. This is first game from Playtonic as they formed their new studio. This is the first outing they did. A bunch of ex-Rare designers. This is as copy-paste Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, their style of 3D platformers as you can get in modern day. Revisited and hopefully fixed up a bunch. The first one was very rough. With this second outing, revisiting it, they've completely redone the music score, sound effects, completely redone the camera, which was a big thing for a lot of people in the first release of it. They've added new minigames inside, new challenge levels and runs. They have added a new collectible currency entirely that can be spent on, they call them tonics and costumes, which were introduced in the Impossible Lair, the second game they did, which was a 2D side scroller. So they have tonics that change the graphics to look like an N64 game, or invert colors, or CRT TV setting, and then costumes. Haven't seen a bunch of those yet. They have a Banjo-Kazooie themed one. I'll be wearing that, but just a whole lot of extra and more filling out the game. Because as solid as the collectathon parts were in it initially, the rest of the open world was very empty. A lot of aimless walking from obvious objective B to C to A, and everything in between is just kind of barren. So hopefully this fixes that with the new collectibles, new minigames, just everything across the board. Can't wait. If it's a full playthrough for me, I'm not sure yet. I did 100% the original, so I don't know if I want to do that fully again, but excited to see. Always down for new cartoony 3D platformers, as recent as this is still. I think the first one was 2018, if I remember correctly, so a couple years in between break.
Cool. Pocket. You have any interest in Dispatch?
I want to. The first trailer, I was hooked. Like, this looks cool. I like the idea. And then doing an episodic release and just that kind of like, I'll wait, if anything, till it's all done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Dispatch, it's let me read it. It's a superhero workplace comedy where choices matter. I think it's ex Telltale team
Yep.
too, Ad Hoc Studio. Was intrigued by this really stellar cast, but the release being it is episodic, but they're doing it weekly as opposed to what in the past episodic has been, I think, monthly or like quarterly in some cases for random games. I think having it be weekly honestly could really work in their favor if it starts off strong and can get enough people on board, or each week is if they can plan it out where there's an ending, not cliffhanger every time, but if it's something that can grab people to talk about it enough where then more people can hop in, yeah, then it could be something really cool. I am very intrigued to see the release, how the release format works, because it just feels weird. Go episodic these days, but weekly is different, so we'll see.
I like the premise. Off the top here, lead a team of dysfunctional superheroes in a choice-driven workplace comedy, juggle emergencies, office politics, and personal drama while striving to become a hero. With just an absolute stacked cast: Jeffrey Wright, Aaron Paul, Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, Alana Pierce is in it, Travis Willingham, like every major voice actor you could possibly want. It seems to be in this, so you would hope to that kind of following from each of them individually gets more eyes on it. But yeah, weekly thing in 2025. I feel like, is Life is Strange still doing that? Do they still do those, or are they all at once now?
I think the last one did, and it wasn't good.
Oof. Don't hear that.
But yeah, I never played those games, so I think the game was good, but the release was bad, right? Because of that, like I think it just depends on like it's hard to tell a story that way. I think, especially in game. So,
well, I think it's hard to keep people
hopefully
invested.
they can get past the week. Yeah, and hopefully the week can work. Weekly cadence. Because realistically, that's not that awful of a thing to play a game. You know, like once or twice a week you get to a game, and if one or two sit-ins you can beat the weekly cadence of this, that's pretty. It could work. A lot of goods.
Does that have October 22nd for first dispatch?
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure they released their like cadence too, or maybe people just assumed and wrote it out. But
oh yeah,
way,
no, it's first 2 episodes will launch on October 22nd, and subsequent episodes are released weekly for 4 weeks, so 6 episodes total. You get 2 to start, so maybe.
Here's the hoping.
Kyle, November rolls around. Do you have any
November rain?
Do you have any interest in this year's Call of Duty, November 14th?
Oh yes, because it's in Game Pass, and I can't wait to see what this campaign is like. This co-op, whatever the fuck. Like, we'll see what it is. I loved last year's. Thought it was the best for me since Titanfall 2, first-person shooter campaign. But this is a interesting direction they're taking it. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. Definitely going to be hopping back in day one. Going to be hopping. They announced their betas, which happened like the weekend after Call of Duty next, which is September 30th next week as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so we'll be getting a lot of info and such, and I'll hop in the betas, and yeah. We'll do the same thing. I probably won't go as hard into the multiplayer as I did last time, you know, prestiging multiple times, getting multiple gold camos on guns to get all the, like, I was in it for a little bit, and I don't think I'm going to go anywhere near that. But down for a campaign.
That's like a once every couple year type scenario, going that hard into doing challenges. And
the first time I've done it too. I've never done that in a Call of Duty.
I'm about the same. Interested in campaign. Multiplayer, stick with it for a while. I know last year, really on board at the start, and I kind of fell off really fast just with the way meta was changing, how people were playing and play styles, which that's obviously going to happen. Yeah, as you mentioned, October 2nd to 5th is early access beta dates for pre-orders and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscriptions, with open beta being the 5th through the 8th. Week away, 2 weeks away, week and a half away.
Yeah. That'll be good. Yeah, just that campaign, super interested.
Big one for you more so, I would say. October 29th, you already mentioned it. Outer Worlds 2. We've talked about it a bunch. Gonna be there day one, though. I know you're going in. I'm going slightly more pessimistic just off my stuff with the first game, but after playing through Avowed and their stuff with Grounded, like, that studio is growing on me. Can't wait. Give this one a new set of eyes in a better place in life than I was with the first game to hopefully enjoy it more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting going. We're going through Grounded. We should be done with Grounded by the time this comes out. I would have beaten Avowed by the time this comes out. Like, it'll be interesting to see Outer Worlds 2 post all these games that other Obsidian has gone through. So I've stayed blind on this post the summer direct that I didn't even pay too much attention to as it played, because I'm sold. I'm in on this game. I know I just need it to be more Outer Worlds 2 and to get rid of a lot of the friction. And it sounds like they're doing that. So I'm down. I just hope it's not too much. I hope they didn't go overboard and it's just kind of some lackluster stuff. It could definitely go too much one way. I think people found issue with Avowed where I didn't. So I'm hoping I don't find issue with this, because I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But day one, 100%.
That I'm hoping that would be worst case scenario for me, is that this is more like Avowed than more of an evolution. Again, loved Avowed. We had a great time with it, but I had enough issues with it with party system and choices not really mattering and how stuff leveled and skills and all that. But from what we've seen, a lot of that seems fixed and more built upon. Again, it's second outing compared to Avowed being a first time entry in a new first person adventure thing like that. There was an established IP already, but the weird goofy stuff we saw from the June showcase, interviews between then, I think they did an Xbox podcast recently too talking about it, so they're ramping up. Yeah, I hope it hits. They started marketing this way early. I mean, think back to technically that episode of Secret Levels last year. Like, they've been on the train for this, pushing it for a while.
And that's the Auntie Cleo in the game. So cool. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm hoping.
That pretty much does it for me for the year. I think Hades 2 obviously is in there on Friday with Silent Hill. Which I did. Hades 1 entered Game Pass again this past Friday to get ready for it. Hop back into that, doing a couple runs. Not how I remember. I feel very weak. Feel solid, but in my mind, I'm like, I was a brick shithouse in this game, like running through everything. I'm dying a lot. I can't make it to the end boss at all anymore.
Like, how to play again? I forget.
Yeah. What's the button do?
I downloaded it and I forgot you can't transfer your save from like Switch to PC to Xbox. Like, there's some limitations there. I was like, oh yeah, never mind. My save's on my PC Switch crossplay, not Xbox cross save. So I was like, not gonna hop back in. Oh darn, not gonna play the old Hades. Darn, nothing else to do. For the rest of it, exactly. Yeah, still chipping away at that. Slow down on it, but I'm having fun. Right now, when I play it with my daughter, whenever I'm jumping with Hornet or like swiping, she'll like also make the words, like, I'm like, that's really adorable. And then when you liked it when I posted it, you defeated a little boss and she cheered for me, and I was like, that's really cool. When you said yay and I died, that sucked. But this time you were right. That felt better.
It's the correct yay this time.
Yeah, you're cheering for the enemy now. Nope, now for me. Cool. Another game coming to Game Pass, which definitely helps me with that. Actually, I think it is. I should probably double check that. Now I'm scared it's not. Jurassic World Evolution 3. I'm missing a builder game. City Skylines 2 mocks me on my PC. It still won't open. It just won't work, and I refuse to buy it. No,
Not
it's
on Game
not in
Pass.
Game Pass. Well, I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Support the developers, Kyle.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm doing other things for developers. I'm buying other games. It definitely changed my opinion, like talking about it now, I'll be honest. And that is a shame. But I'm not in the I don't really want to drop $60 on this. I liked it. Park Builders, Zoo Tycoon games, they're really good. This I think 2 was all right. It was a little lacking. I don't remember dumping too much time into that. So hopefully this one's good. And will come to Game Pass eventually. Sucks when you thought it was coming to Game Pass and it's not. You lost a lot of stuff.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
It's a game. Yeah, I don't want you no more. No, I'm hoping that one's good. Those games are always like really, really solid, and I hope it can kind of stick that way. And really cool. One that I am unfortunately really wanting to buy and is not even cheap, $70. Looking at you, Kirby Air Riders, November 20th. It's gonna come and I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna want to buy it. There's a nostalgia there for me, and even looking at the images, I can hear it. It's cool. So I know people played it. It seems like it's just chaotic racing, attacking fun, and I'm like, I'm down for that. I'm really down. I gotta convince my wife though to be on board with this.
You gotta convince her to let you buy a $50 amiibo for it, you know?
No, I have no interest in amiibos, but it is a cool one. If I was, honestly, it actually might be convincing her we don't need the amiibo as well. I think it'll be that way.
Real fast, speaking of Switch stuff, I completely forgot. I had Pokemon on my list.
Oh,
this stuff has
really?
constant stuff coming out that I like. Oh yeah, it's a new announcement, new Pokemon, new Mega, whatever it is. And it's been, I mean, I went back and beat, what's the last one? Shield? No. What's the most recent? I forget already. Whatever the most recent one, Violet. Beat that at the beginning of this year. But this one's doing enough different that I'm kind of intrigued. Like the changes from the turn-based battles, moves not having usage in PP like normal, everything being cooldown based, and more battle arena dodging and moving out of attacks and being able to kind of control what hits you and what doesn't. Like that is intriguing to me, and I hope it's a deep enough play style to keep me engaged rather than just rolling the dice if this move is going to hit or not. Like it's a new thing that I'm curious to see how it works out, especially in a 3D space now. Add Pokemon to my list.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm intrigued to see how that lands. Every time it's always interesting how a Pokemon lands. And lately, we'll see. Sticking with Nintendo though, Hyrule Warriors also comes out this year. I forgot that got a date, November 6th, which really sucks. November, if you're buying all Nintendo stuff, oof, a lot. It's a busy month. This looks cool. I love the first one. I mention it every time. Still playing it, but it's so cool to me, the difference in like gameplay stuff, and it's all in the same world and it's all the same canon, and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Like hell yeah, Nintendo.
Keep doing it. In my head, I'm like, I should wait on this because it's gonna be like a on sale really early game because it's a Warriors game. It's not. It's Nintendo. That shit's gonna be full price for the next like 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you could probably get it once. I think it'll be on sale sooner than you think, longer than I think.
Do they have? Is it a full price? Do they have that announced?
$70. $70.
In my mind, for a Warriors game, like, yeah.
Yeah, but the gameplay is there. Especially if they expand upon like stuff, and there's a lot of stuff in it, so I'm not against having to be the base price now of $70.
This really makes me appreciate Game Pass more. You know, like if it's there,
right?
Like that's what I'm gonna play. Like financially, like obviously we're not big enough. We're not getting sent review codes for major things, like having to make those decisions on like we talked about a few weeks ago, where you want to spend your time, where you want to spend financially, games to invest in, like that changes a lot, and choosing where and how I want to play my stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Unless you got another one, Kyle. I got one last thing here. Close us off.
It's technically next year, but Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade.
Oh,
Get it on X. I'm jumping in. That will be. I want to go. I want to experience this story, and it's coming to Xbox, so why not do it? I want to get the full like visual stuff. I want to get that fully. The Switch. I was thinking about it, going, let's just make the Switch 2 my Final Fantasy machine, you know. But nah, I'm gonna put it on my Xbox. I'm gonna get it there. But yeah, that's like the. I think that's like the next really big game that I'm looking for, you know? Hoping nothing gets announced that I really want to play, like a game like Avowed last spring. I hope there's nothing like that this spring. I want it to be Final Fantasy.
Yeah. I honestly haven't even looked ahead at 2026 to like start mentally planning stuff out. And now I am, and I'm like, damn, I could wait a little bit, thankfully. Like Mario Tennis Fever's in there got announced. High on Life 2, that'll be a Game Pass thing probably. Resident Evil Requiem, cool, but I have yet to catch up on that series at all. Is 007 doing anything for you? Did you watch the presentation on that, the State of Play?
I think I watched kind of Funny's reaction just in the background. Because like I'm aware of stuff in the game, but I don't remember watching it. So that must have been how I perceived it.
Yeah.
I haven't played the Hitman games. I think I downloaded it when it was on Game Pass and like got stuck or like caught in something and was like, all right, not for me. But yeah, they just haven't. So it hasn't done anything for me. I think it's cool, but I haven't even been I think I've only seen the first two James Bond, Daniel Craig ones. So I'm not deep into that IP, not deep into that developer. So it's like a PlayStation marketed thing mainly, and that's just I don't even have a PlayStation. So there's a lot of reasons why I'm just glossing over that game. But it makes sense as an IP. So I'm hoping it lands because that just makes sense.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2026. It's not. Duskbloods is in there. Your Souls like on the Switch. It's mostly the big ones, like Fable again. Still waiting on that. Hopefully, it doesn't.
I'm gonna
make
you get Duskbloods. No. We're gonna play Duskbloods together.
Do you know how fast my Switch would be snapped in half?
Okay, you're gonna play it docked. Jesus, calm down.
Don't do that.
Okay, I'm not gonna buy you Duskbloods. Jesus. Changed my mind.
It's not a guessing for next year. Like I said, Fable, hopefully. Halo should be. Gears should be. Forza Horizon 6, we should have confirmation in 3 days. Like,
that's a crazy year you just said for.
I know.
That's
it's like
crazy
stuff we don't
Xbox
even.
year you did.
Stuff we don't even have announced.
You just said every like main Xbox first party IP, every main Xbox IP is going to be having a game next year. Which they set it up that way. Outside of Horizon, I think Horizon would be the year after. I think they'll announce it next year, and that's it. Unless they announce it at Tokyo Game Show this week. That we talked about it last week. They could do that.
I think they are.
If it doesn't get announced, it's definitely a later down the road because Fable is going to be all the focus then.
I was saying there's some. Is it Famitsu or something has an interview with Xbox for an unannounced title on their schedule for Tokyo Game Show? I'm like, ooh, will be that.
We talked about it. I would love for them to show it off there, even if it is like late 2026, 2027 date. Like, who cares? Like, it makes sense why you announce it early in there and all that. Also, to then build hype next year because it's like, we know we're getting a Forza. And it's like, yeah, there's also going to be a Forza, even though it's not here yet.
Actually, it could be wild. Can't wait.
For a lot of reasons. So for so many reasons.
Be a war next year. Who knows?
Hey. The one game we didn't mention, Metroid Prime 4. I'm not gonna buy it. That's a sale thing for me, where it's never gonna be on sale, but I want to pick it up when it is.
I said it during that direct showcase after, like, that showing did not look good to me. It looks like an old game. Not saying it takes away from how good it could be, but not having the nostalgia for it, not having the us what the gameplay is like and what you're doing, like not having that behind it, it was not a good showing for me at all.
That's fair. Very fair.
Uh,
That's it for the year.
last thing, one more thing. Close us off here. December 11th, releasing onto
Never
your
forget.
screens. Jeff Keighley Game Awards. Coming at us in a year that I want to avoid the internet when this happens, because there are going to be so many pissed off fan bases of what doesn't win. It's going to be terrible time. Let's do early predictions. What we think, not necessarily going to win, if you want to throw that in there, but the six nominations you could see for the big title to close us off. As I frantically pull up lists to try to remember stuff that came out at the beginning of the year.
Yo, shout out real quick. I just looked up on Google early Game Award predictions, and the third option under Polygon, some AI bullshit, is and Reddit is Big Nerd Gaming, our friend who joined us on Fantasy Critic. So look at that. You're popping up on the Google search for me, my friend, with his blog of way too early 2025 predictions that he posted in June. So I'm going to look at that for some info.
Nice.
Yeah, he's pretty on point still. That's great. Yeah, I just want to shout him out as stuff's popping up on the Google algorithm.
Figuring out the algorithms. Need that.
Don't we all? Yeah, no, this year is going to be fun. I honestly I don't think it's going to be that contentious. I think because it's kind of right now two clear front runners to me between Hollow Knight, Silksong, and Expedition 33. I don't think one will piss off the other if one of those wins. I think if a third, maybe. But out of all the other games, I just think Silksong is the hardest thing is the difficulty, and it's designed to be difficult, and that is kind of intended. And the developers talked about that. You know, it's like, no, go explore because then it's going to get easier. That's the whole design. Like, what, you know, that's okay, but it's hard. Expedition 33 being new, or design team being 33 people, 30, you know, a small team at the core making this thing. Yeah, they're like, you know, it's something special for sure, and you cannot overlook that. And I think that Silksong being a sequel that blew up, DLC that blew up into a sequel, this being original IP. I'm giving you my prediction. It's going to be this game, Expedition 33. Look at that. I talked myself into it. I didn't even think that. But yeah, I just don't know what else it would be, my friend.
I'll throw a third one in there. So we got two so far, because I agree Expedition probably going to win as much as I whatever about it. Hollow Knight agree is going to be there. A part of me wants to say Hades 2 would be nominated, but I think the early access to that will probably take people's attention away from it. I think a lot of people will be like, I've been playing it already the past year or so, like, and now having it officially come out, I think is going to pass a lot of people's minds, sadly.
Wow, yeah.
But
that one's hard because the Switch 2, it's a #1 Switch game. Like, how many people who have a Switch never touched early access on Steam only? And how many were waiting for 1.0? So it's Hades 2 is interesting because that is a third contender that could fight. At least, you know what? They're going to split the vote for Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight and Hades vote are going to be split because they're going to split the indie vote.
Oh, don't say that.
People are going to be torn.
But the third one I want to throw in.
Yeah.
Another surprise hit for a lot of people that I've been having to listen to for the past couple weeks in my house. I think Bonanza's got a shot right up there with everything else, honestly. Got the Nintendo charm. Mario Kart World didn't hit like people wanted it to, so the next big thing comes out, and people are all on board. My Twitter still is people, how great this is, how awesome the throwbacks are, music, gameplay, like, it's had similar levels of praise and people celebrating it on my side of things that I've seen. I think Bonanza's kind of a lock to be nominated.
Yeah, I think for sure it's going to get that nomination. Partly Nintendo, partly it's a Donkey Kong game that exceeded what that might mean for a lot of people. So, I still think there's a lot around it that can't see it beating anything out. It probably will win Best Family Game. Give it to that. How are you feeling about Split Fiction
I
from
was just gonna ask you.
Light, right? They have what through 2 Game of the Years, right? Did they win both times, or am I
No,
just making that
just
up?
It Takes Two.
Okay, but nominated, right? Am I remembering? Either way,
Either way.
either way, great studio, good game. So we played it, had a great time. Do you think it at least gets the nomination here, following all the other, or following It Takes Two?
I really don't. Um, Personally, again, it didn't hit for me as much as It Takes Two did. I think coming out way at the start of the year is going to push it out of a lot of people's minds because it hasn't had that sort of tail as much as It Takes Two has had, and people like you need to try
Yeah.
this for this experience. I think for earlier stuff, that and Blueprints are going to be the two biggest snubs that aren't going to be here. Which, if, again, I mentioned this before. If you would have asked me beginning of the year, I thought Blueprints had this lock to be nominated. I don't think it's going to be on a lot of lists at all now, just with the way the years have been.
Sad.
It is. Yeah, I'm trying to look. I know a lot of people bring up Kingdom Come Deliverance, but I haven't touched it at all or seen anything on it that have any sort of thing
Yeah.
left or right about it. Doom: The Dark Ages, I would love to be nominated. I don't think it will, though. Shooter is
Not for
shooter.
Game of the Year.
Yeah.
No. How do you feel about Yote and Death Stranding 2? You know, we had Death Stranding 2. Do you think that gets in the nomination here? And then Yote, we don't know much about Yote. Just people are playing it right now. But
I could see a world where both get in. I could see a world where just
I think it's only go for it.
Yeah, I can see a world where just Death Stranding gets in. Meme Kojima ties with Keeley, whatever. But I think with PlayStation's release schedule recently and how little there's been, the people are going to be really pushing for those to be nominated and take that spot again. So I could see both. I could see just Death Stranding. I don't know if I necessarily see just Yote being nominated. Like, I think it's both or just Stranding. But who knows? Maybe that window of PlayStation first party not having titles there, maybe that is enough to bring more people to Yote and praise it more. I feel like even the first Tsushima got snubbed a bunch when it came out and didn't get quite as much as people wanted it to.
It felt like that one got discovered after the fact in a lot of ways. Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, this one can, because it's like the only first party game that they have this year.
Yeah.
That's Stranding being Kojima, it's a game. So yeah, we'll see. I'm like that. I can't imagine Death Stranding not getting a nomination. Just seems almost locked with his friend there, Jeff. No collusion, of course, no collusion. But
No.
I'd love Yote to be Game of the Year style stuff, and it looks phenomenal. And I love Erika Ishii; they're awesome, and I love my time in Tsushima just for the photo mode. So I'm having a great time in Shadows. So if I can eventually get Yote down the line at some point on the PC or whatever, if they eventually come over, that's awesome. So I'm hoping it's good enough to get a nod. We'll know this week. Or I think people have said like their embargo's up this week. So
Yeah, I believe so. Another one I thought for sure would have been here coming into 2025, Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, coming off a world and how much of like a cultural impact that was for that series and IP and bringing in a lot of new people.
yeah,
And Wilds came out and it just kind of more of the same, didn't hit as much, didn't bring as many people in. Like, that was a very, very fast flash in the pan that I was not expecting.
yeah, I'm happy. I was thinking about getting it. I haven't hopped into a Monster Hunter game, and it was like, well, what if I do it this time? I was like, I'll wait, get it on sale, whatever. And I'm glad I did, yeah, because it's just not the one. Apparently, there's a lot of weirdness around it. So earlier in the year, you would have been like, hell yeah, like this is Game of the Year type stuff. But no, it's fell off hard. It seems. So bummer for that.
Outer Worlds 2. Do you think that has any chance?
I like no, but why? That's my, I don't know why I don't think it would be. That's really interesting. I think so far Obsidian games have been really fun to play, but they haven't pushed past that mark. But I haven't played their most recent stuff, Grounded 2, and then of course Outer Worlds, which is doing other things. But yeah, I think with Avowed, the story didn't land. So I love the gameplay, and I know I'm gonna love Outer Worlds 2 gameplay, but there's something. Yeah, I don't think it. I would be surprised if it got nominated. Happily surprised. I would love that, but yeah, I don't think it will be.
Another meme one that I kind of want to put on the list as a lock to make it 5. Indie hit this year. All the TikToks, all the YouTube streamers, all the Twitch streamers, still seeing stuff left and right every time I open my phone. I think there's a solid shot for Peak to be nominated. Come out of the friend slap category, whatever. But like that game had a aura around it that everyone was like, this is the new hotness. And it stuck around longer than I feel like a lot of those games do.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine it getting a Game of the Year nomination. I can't. It's gonna come away with awards. It wouldn't surprise me multiple, but that'd be crazy to me. But hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The thing is, it's only on Steam, and it's something that's fun to watch. So yeah. That would be great though. It walks away as Game of the Year winner for 2025.
They all come up on stage with like masks. Great.
They're like, we don't know how we did it. Love it.
Elden Ring, another one. Last year, I would have told you memeily that would have been a lock with Night Raid.
Yeah, no.
I don't even think it's a nomination though, which is wild.
No, it's something different. Yeah, it's a different type of game. Very good for what it is, but yeah, it probably will be in a category for something, you know.
Multiplayer.
Yeah, something. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of the ones that are pushing for a Game of the Year type of nod, you know?
So I'm trying to think, yeah, we're second 4. I'm like, I'll throw Yote on to fill in a spot, but I'm like, damn.
Yeah, we don't know yet, right?
Yeah. And like a lot of the stuff, like I mentioned, like Kingdom Come, like we stuff we haven't played. It's like stuff we can't speak on personally, or like I feel like there's a lot of those again with our play styles, what we stick with, like. That's 5. Expedition 33, which I'll double down with you on as thinking that wins. Hollow Knight Silksong, Bonanza, Death Stranding 2, and Yote. Solid 5. Solid 5. And Peak. Dudge, wink, wink.
Peak. Crazy. No Mario Kart World. We didn't even bring it up once.
Yeah, I just don't.
Not that would be Game of the Year type stuff. Nowhere near that, but.
Hey, yeah. Bonanza, I think, took a lot out of what that game could have had for nominations and a lot of stuff that would have been nominated for. Bonanza would take.
Oh, yeah, no. Which, honestly, they probably want. Like, well, we're going to add more later. Don't worry about Mario Kart right now.
Nominate us for DLC next year, please. With that, we'll end off episode 83 of the download queue. Looking ahead at the months to come, weeks to come at this point. Years racing ahead. Let us know what you're excited for, what you want and are waiting to play, and looking ahead 2026. That 2025 is crazy. 2026 is already stacking up, and GTA 6 is leading the charge. Kyle, do you got anything to shamelessly self-promote this week? Or are you keeping it down low with your Hollow Knight and Assassin's Creed still?
Yeah, no, keeping it down low with Hollow Knight and Assassin's Creed still. We got to get back to Grounded. You're playing Rematch now, so we got to get to Rematch, get some of that in. So, gonna play on some nights. I'm
telling you, Grounded, we're there, my guy.
No, we just need to do it. Oh.
I went side tangent. I went exploring. If we want to really cheese it, I found a separate Black Widow spawn in the main world that we can farm for points or parts to get the mount for double damage. Saying, I found it.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Man, yeah, you're going, you exploring. Yeah, what do you got going on?
Figuring that out. No, breakout for Dave the Diver review from last week's episode is up. Still continuing on with Neon Abyss 2 streams, hopping into that game, kind of my continuous thing now that I have free time and opening up windows to it and kind of keeping along with their updates they're doing. Which is really nice.
Hop in with you.
They just did a multiplayer focused update where you can kind of tinker stats and gameplay and how everything works together, kind of fit your playstyle, which is really nice and something I don't really see a lot. You can go through full checklist of every weapon, perk, ability. If you don't like this, just cross them off and they won't show up on your runs anymore. Doesn't change anything.
Oh, cool.
You can just kind of tailor how you want to play. So, game's really killer.
Huh. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I gotta hop back into that.
With that, thank you all for stopping by. If you're watching this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcasts, wherever later on, drop us a like, comment, follow, share the show around. Helps us out in the long run. Till next week. Till next Sunday. Be good to each other. Have fun. Happy gaming.
Bye.